Hi, it's me, and today I'm gonna make a quick tutorial real quick before I absolutely become dead these coming weeks because the next 3 weeks are our finals and I am scared because I think these next 3 weeks are gonna be stacked against each other. So yeah, I'm just gonna put this out there. Today I'm gonna be teaching you how I draw hands. And so, first of all, I kind of like start with the palm, of course. It's kind of like a a square, but not, if that makes sense. It's just yeah, yeah. It kind of looks like a square, but there's like a curve in it. And then after that, uh, I just add like a triangle here, and this is where we put the thumb area, right? I always like draw the thumbs first because I feel like once you get the thumb when once you draw the thumb, you have an idea on how the fingers go, right? And so yeah, that's how I do it. I always like draw it a little bit angular and not curvy at all because I really want to like get the basic shape down. And you can already see like just keep in mind about where the fingers are gonna go. So I would just like draw the first finger, which would be this one. And I always draw them kind of like French fries. And then I have to like make sure that it's not too tall or not too small. And yeah, it's kind of like aligned with the thumb area, I guess. Yeah, that looks good enough. And then after that, we got the middle finger, the classic. It's always like a bit taller than the pointer finger. And then yeah, the next finger, it's just draw the French fry again. It's almost the same height as this one. Gotta remember that. And then oh, next, the pinky. You always have to remember the pinky is very, very small. Just imagine uh 2/3 of this finger. Yeah, 2/3. Yeah, 2/3. It's almost that height. And boom, you're done. You have drawn a kind of like a hand. And so I will just oh, and also you gotta remember that the fingers needs to be a little bit distant. There's always like a gap between the fingers. Like you like see, just a little bit of a gap, not too much though. Otherwise it just would look weird. See, I always like put a gap here. And yeah, there. This thumb looks a little bit too big, but that's fine. Now it does look kind of off now, does it? But that's just how I drew it. Because even if it looks kind of wrong, I can always like adjust it as I go. Like this. Like if the thumb doesn't look good, then congratulations, you understand how anatomy works, I guess. But this is just the basics of all basics, right? Oh, and also I always have like a tip where the thumb to just whenever you're like posing the hands like a like say for example the peace signs, right? Say for example, if you really want to draw like this, then yeah, what I would do is remember that the fingers can be bent, and the four fingers here can be bent into like three areas. And of course, there are different lengths here. And then the thumb area can only be bent only two parts. Two, and then this one has like three parts. But yeah, that's how like I get the basic. And that's how I was able to draw like kind of this. So yeah, let's draw some kind of hands again. But this time, but the only way to improve in drawing hands is really just I just copy my hands. Like literally, I just use references all the time. So if I wanted to draw like a hand movement, kind of like a okay, maybe not the crazy perspective, but I guess it kind of apply once you like uh you know like how the basic shape of the hand works, even at default, then you immediately know or recognize how um familiar these parts are. And there's the hand area. And if you're like drawing it to the side, I always like just imagine it being like that. And then wow. Yeah, I know, crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not even the best at drawing hands. I'm just showing you guys how I do it. But if you guys really want to improve, then I recommend just finding some other tutorials for this. Because I'm just teaching y'all like that you should definitely know the basics, and there's nothing wrong with like even now I still use references like my own hands just to, get the specific posing I wanted. Like see? It doesn't look that bad, like come on. But you always just have to remember that there's always five fingers. Because if you accidentally added another finger, then it's just gonna look weird and people might say, oh my god, this is AI. Like, no, this is, no, it's not AI. Just because it has six fingers, okay? I just messed up, okay? Like, man. But yeah, it doesn't really look like a hand. It's more like a fucked up chicken. Or I can like I always like start with the thumbs first. I always like simplify it even if it's not anatomically correct. It's still pretty fun um to like draw like the basic silhouette, right? So yeah, I kind of like recommend these kinds of exercise that even if you Like, yeah, I don't know how to say it. It's just sometimes people are a bit too much of a perfectionist when it comes to like proportions or anatomy. I mean, to be honest with you, I studied anatomy, like actually, like anatomy and physiology. I know how the hand works. I know yeah, the basic shape. And yeah, that it really never helps. You just not like need to remember the basics. Like see, I'm finished already. Wow, I didn't overthink it. Just don't overthink it. Okay. Um, by the way, I've been listening a lot of musicals lately, and oh my god, I've been obsessed with this one musical. Because I saw in TikTok, it's called like Epic the Musical, and my god, it's so beautiful, and I was obsessed with it. Like it reminds me of my Hamilton days, and yeah, it's so beautiful. But this time I can actually understand because as much as I love Hamilton, the story is kind of confusing, and that's most mainly because it's just a lot of like history stuff and terms that I'm not even familiar with, like the like political stuff, and yeah, I'm not really but hey, the songs are good. I like the songs. Uh, I think so far because I've listened to all Epic the Musical songs so far, from the beginning to the Vengeance Saga, and yeah, it was crazy. Like whoa, I'm so excited for the Ithak for when Odysseus, spoiler alert, kills all the suitors. I'm so excited for that arc. Anyways, yeah, thank you. But when does a rebel become a tidal wave? And when does a candle become a blaze? When does man become a monster? When does a na 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 na? When does a man become a monster? Na 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 na. Forgive